Medieval chronicles mention a river where entire families vanished. Villagers believed it was divine punishment or a demonic force in the waters. They feared approaching the shore, yet their survival depended on fishing. Then tales began of a creature emerging from the dark water, leaving only screams and empty homes in its wake, a shadow that haunted the riverbanks. Witnesses claimed that under the moonlight, a beast rose from the river with stone-like skin and eyes burning like fire. It snatched people without warning, dragging them beneath the water. Some called it a cursed dragon, others a devil incarnate. Later records suggested it was a predator unknown to villagers at the time, a crocodile wrapped in fear and legend. Monastery manuscripts describe how fish were caught along that river for markets, yet every outing became a trial. Boats disappeared as if swallowed by the abyss. Survivors swore they saw a long body with teeth sharp as swords. Their stories terrified others but also cast doubt. Could the river truly conceal something so monstrous and unstoppable? Villagers tried to fight back, setting traps, placing crosses along the shore, offering sacrifices to appease the demon. All efforts failed. Victims multiplied. Children vanished first, playing by the water, chosen by the predator. Panic grew, and the village half empty. Some believed it was a test of faith. Others whispered it was punishment for the sins of the entire community. A monk who arrived to investigate left this testimony. "I saw the water part, and from the darkness emerged a creature like a giant lizard. People screamed, crossed themselves, but in vain. It devoured fish and humans alike." This record remained in the archives as evidence that the legend had roots in reality. Whether truly a crocodile or something more remains a mystery. The villagers, exhausted by terror and loss, went to the castle to plead for aid. They begged the king, or at least his advisors, to send a band of hunters, for no trap or weapon could stop the beast. Their voices trembled, and their eyes burned with fear, knowing each night could be the village's last. The king, once dismissive, realized the crocodile was no myth. He gathered the finest hunters from the region, arming them with spears, bows, and torches. The band marched into the forest, relying on courage and the promise of reward. The villagers watched in silence, afraid to even whisper the beast's name. The hunters reached the river, where abandoned huts stood. At night they heard branches snap and heavy breathing, as if the darkness itself was alive. From the water rose something massive, its red eyes glowing, its jaws gleaming with knife-like teeth. Their shouts blended with the monster's roar. The first strike was swift. 2 hunters vanished beneath the water before raising their spears. The others fled, but the crocodile pursued them with unnatural speed. Its black scales glistened in the moonlight, and the ground trembled beneath each of its lunges. Only one wounded hunter returned to the village. His body was torn, his voice barely a whisper. He managed to utter only one phrase, "It is no beast, it is a curse." Then, drained of life, he died at the gates. The villagers realized they were now alone with the insatiable monster. Some desperate villagers tried attacking it with torches and spears. They approached the water, attempting to scare the beast, but it emerged from the darkness with lightning speed, snatching anyone who dared confront it. The brave one's screams merged with the monster's roar, ending the night in death and despair. One evening, a stranger arrived in the village. Tall, cloaked in dark garments with metal amulets and a sword engraved with strange runes. People listened to his words with hope. He claimed to know how to tame the crocodile, having spent his life hunting creatures born from darkness. Hope flickered in the hearts of those who had long lost faith. The Witcher agreed to go to the river that very night. He moved silently, assessing shadows on the water and the snap of branches. The crocodile did not suspect anyone was ready for it this time. Villagers watched from a safe distance, knowing this was their chance. Though the night was not over, hope for the first time in months burned brightly. The Witcher approached the riverbank, torchlight cutting through the mist that hugged the water. His sword and amulets gleamed under the moonlight. The crocodile's red eyes suddenly flared as it surged from the water. The Witcher raised his sword, ready for the first strike. The night filled with roars and cries, echoing through the trees. The Witcher's sword gleamed in the darkness as he aimed for the crocodile's jaws. The beast recoiled, but did not retreat. Its tail smashed part of the riverbank, splashing water onto the hunter's face. The Witcher dodged, delivering precise strikes, but the crocodile was fast and powerful, as if nothing could stop it. The Witcher finally wounded the crocodile, his sword biting into the black scales, and the beast roared in pain. Yet even injured, the monster showed no weakness. It lunged at the Witcher, smashing trees and stones with its tail. The Witcher summoned all his strength to hold the creature, but the river's darkness began pulling in fear and despair. Enraged by pain, the crocodile lunged, dragging the Witcher into the water. Swords glimmered one last time, but his strength failed. The river pulled them both into the cold depths. The villagers saw only the monster's red eyes flickering on the surface, and heard screams slowly fading beneath the water. Hope began to fade. As night swallowed the river, the crocodile vanished into the darkness, taking the Witcher with it. Only fragments of his sword and red stains on the water remained on the shore. The villagers realized even the strongest hunter could not defeat the river's curse. Terror settled forever the legend of the man-eating crocodile, passed down through generations.